Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to Stepiphenie's Wake. I'm Steph, and this is a timeless reading for the sign of Scorpio. But if you find yourself here because of the image or title, I believe there are messages for you too. On this channel, we honor three things above all else. One, nothing is coincidence. Everything that happens during the reading is part of the reading. Two, energy is wild, and I will deliver the messages I get, and no topic is off limits. And three, love always wins. I'm here to change the world one conversation at a time, and my main aim is to move whoever is watching forward in a positive direction for the highest good of all. If the energies or roles I'm speaking about are reversed in your story, feel free to flip them for yourself as necessary to suit your situation. Don't force the reading to fit. If the story isn't yours, don't make it so unless that's how you intend for your life to go. Finally, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment if it resonates with you, and if you feel aligned with my vibe and ever-growing tribe, I invite you to subscribe, and I send a huge thank you to all that do. Additional information and details to connect with me for a personal reading or to donate to the channel are in the description box below. So Scorpio, let's get into your channeled messages. The title of your reading is Fuck You. And I've been really good about not swearing in any of the other readings. Fun fact, I actually recorded this yesterday, but there's a learning curve as I'm learning some new equipment that I have here. And for whatever reason, my 22-minute reading didn't record. Well, I knew exactly what it was. Something was at max capacity, so that might have to do with this FU message. Now, the gist of that message was that somebody kind of got under somebody's skin real quick, and maybe not quick, but real good, we'll say it that way. And it's because somebody had been kind of desensitized to something, so they kind of just did it back. You know, it's something that stopped bothering them. It didn't bother them anymore. It didn't impact or affect them, but the other person didn't feel the same way. Now, the whole point of this reading was that it's not what was said that is the issue. It's how the other person reacted that is the issue. And something about that reaction, you were able to see the true colors, the true character, the true way that somebody handles something. And that is what needed to happen. It's very much like the mask falling off, and not Scorpio, excuse me, Sagittarius, who I'm doing next, their reading is called Falling Faces. But there's something about how, you don't gauge someone's character when you're giving them everything that they want. It's when you see how they treat you when you don't give them what they want. And it's not out of malice or spite, maybe you just can't provide it, maybe you just don't have it to give. But when that person isn't getting what they want from you, that's when true character comes out. So, just building on the notes a little bit. Oh, the other thing, I used this deck. This is my favorite deck, aside from my brainchild's deck, which today is the birthday of. Today it is 4 years old that I finished this deck, so I'm very proud of it. But this was the last card in the reading yesterday, and it always reminds me of the Pink Floyd cover. Um, and I just read today, literally 4 hours ago. It was 5:55 when I was starting this reading. That was my nudge to get into it. 5:55 when I started, but 4 hours ago, apparently, the man who was lit on fire for the Pink Floyd cover just recently passed away at the age of 88. So that might be significant. But before I get too far into it, let's do your messages. So after I heard the title, "Fuck You," very stingy, very Scorpio, I heard someone's angry, and then I heard from Finding Nemo, "Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills," when Dory says that. But I did my digging and I went into the origin of the word fuck. It's a Germanic 16th century word, originally from the word faka or fakelin, which is actually the Swedish word, and the word translates to strike or fist. It could also mean an act of rubbing or of sexual activity, and it's associated the association with the word penetration. So that's where it kind of gets put into this really, kind of vulgar category, profanity, if you will. But the fun thing about the word is that it's so versatile. It's a noun, it's a command, it's a verb, it's a question, it's an exclamation, it could be part of an apology, it's a root word, it's an adjective. It's very versatile. And the other thing about it is that it also fits anywhere into any sentence, and the sentence on the other side still makes sense, which is really important. Um, in hindsight, I remember when I was younger, it was known as the F word, the bad word. And you just didn't say it. It was always the F word. And now we see it a lot in TV shows. I mean, if you just turn on Comedy Central after 10:30, I'm pretty sure that it just kind of works its way in. Even I think PG-13 movies get one good F-bomb. And I think that's because we've been desensitized to it. We've heard it so much. And I feel like there's some situation where you had been desensitized to some sort of stimulus or something that is considered vulgar or profane to anybody else's standards, but for you it's just kind of become normal. And then I heard, are you the villain? Or is someone making you a slash the villain? A villain versus the villain. Those are different things. A villain just means that you're kind of like a bad guy in the surrounding areas in the scheme of things. The villain means that you are directly in their story. So I don't know if you're, in direct relation or proximity to this person, or if you're a little bit distance from them, but either way, you have gotten someone real ticked off. So let's roll some dice and see what the overall theme of your reading is. How many shuffles I'm going to do with my deck. 71, soul, spirit initiated. Ooh, DF wanted to fly out. Someone triggered you to be your best self or a better self. Love. This might be a love situationship that you're in. All right, we're going to do 8 shuffles. There's a lot going on. I hear, wind blowing. I hear vacuuming. I hear all sorts of things. But I'm going to take this time to welcome in my angels, guides, ancestors of the highest white light. I call you in and ask for your guidance and assistance as I channel and deliver messages for the collective of Scorpio and all who are watching. Please help me to understand what needs to be said for them to move positively forward in a new direction for the greatest good of all. Archangel Michael, I call you in and ask that you protect me. There's more I wanted to say, but I got choked up. Not choked up, like blocked. Something's blocked. Maybe somebody, when you delivered this message, they just kind of turned into a wall. Hearing one more shuffle. Thou shalt not pass. Something about Gandalf. Thou shalt not pass. And what reading was it? The Cancer reading. I mentioned Sauron, so that's another Lord of the Rings link. Maybe you're dealing with someone who's a Cancer or Cancer season, a significant challenge. Okay. So I'm going to do my 5-card spread. What's powering the situation, what's changing, what's blocking, what's coming to light, and what's coming to balance. Again, I was so mad yesterday when I finished this reading. I was so happy with this guy on the bottom. I was so content with it. I loved the messages. And then I went to post it and it was like, does not exist. Null and void. All right, so what's powering the situation? Community. Ooh, going back and forth between two places, two things, going backwards in time. And then the 28 plus 32, that is something in Lenormand. I know that's the man, and 32 is the moon. Ooh, the man in the moon. Who sings that song? If you believe they put a man in the moon, man in the moon, or on the moon, whatever. You know what I mean. You know the song, something early 90s-ish. I got somebody on my brain. I'll have to reach out to him later. All right. 28 and the moon. So I'm going to go to 28, the man, and the moon. This is depth, emotional knowledge, and intuition. Interesting. It's underneath vacillation, apathy, 4 of cups, more of what you already don't want. Also surprise gifts and things like that. But what's powering the situation? The immediate surroundings that you're in and your place there in it. Maybe you belong in more than one place. This is Cancer energy. This is Scorpio energy, your own energy, or your own sign. 6 of Cups. There's a lot of hiccups in this reading. I feel like I can't find my words. I'm a little nervous. I also felt the need to shower before this, so maybe there's something about cleansing your space, cleansing your aura, cleansing what's around you, going deep, and that card was just about depth. Or maybe you have to go between two places where you're a deep person, but everyone you're surrounding you with is kind of shallow. All right, let's get a little bit further in. What's changing the situation for the soul, for this individual soul, for what your soul needs? And this is a very immature, playful energy, innocence. I don't think you meant any harm when you said whatever you did. Foundation, manifest, and false. Four of Wands, King of Wands. Oh, okay. I feel like you played nice to create what you have, and now what you have is not real because it wasn't built on truth. You're getting what you put into it, but what you put into it was not honest. You were wearing a clown mask. You were wearing a mask. It doesn't have to necessarily be a clown, but think about a clown. He does his makeup so that he can walk around and do everything and make a fool of himself, but then, he has no shame. It's like a mascot, how a mascot does whatever they need to do, but then when they go in the locker room and take off the mask, no one knows all the doofy shit that they were doing. Except your community knows you with and without the mask. Oh. So maybe your community knows that you're not being your true self, but whoever you established your community with, this foundation with, because the Four of Wands is a happy home. King of Wands obviously is contributing action-wise to this home. Maybe the community and you know that something is not working and it just hasn't been communicated to the other person yet. That other person, the Two of Cups, who kind of needs to know. And this is my agree to disagree card. Okay, we're in two separate worlds, we're doing two separate things, agree to disagree. It's just not, that's when we go. So your community knows something. It's like there's one person who doesn't know, one person who's the fool right now, one person who is under this false pretense that everything is fine or going as it should. And maybe that's what happened, is this little blurb or action or word or sentence or something slipped out and it tipped this other person off. Okay, what's blocking this situation? I'm hearing love, but I saw it in quotation marks. Love. Is it love or is it trauma? Trauma bond. Is this love? Reckless. Secrets. They have secrets too. Balance. Balance. Correspondence. As above, so below. But the Seven of Swords is something of secrecy, negligent, recklessness. Without care, without thought. I mean, some people are reckless for good reason. The outcome may not be good, but their intention, maybe, okay, so not good reason, but good intention. But good things take time. It's coming to light. It's coming to light. How angry somebody actually is. Ooh, heartbroken. Someone does not like this. Challenge. Yeah, someone's pissed. They're trying to prevent this from happening. They're trying to prevent. I don't think that they're trying to prevent you from changing. I think they're trying to justify with examples in conversation during arguments all of the reasons that they still believe that you are the original person you said you are, even though you were wearing the mask when you established that. Just because you can be that or you were that doesn't mean you still are. But their experience of you, their knowledge of you, is just that. Just that. Not even just that. It's just that. That's all they know of you. That's the only way they know you to be. And it's sad because you or them changed to be that for them, not in your community. Your community knows you. You might be really, really laid back, easygoing, kind of messy, but around this person, you're really uptight, really planned, really rigid. Everything has a place. I just saw like plastic covers on the furniture kind of thing. Some people change us for the better and some people change us for the worse or bring out the worst in us. I'm not really sure what the situation is. Maybe you changed for their version of better, but it made you worse. And everybody knows it, even you. But they don't like the you that you actually are. So maybe that's what slipped out is just this action that's more you, your true you, than the you that they thought you were. And now you're a liar. Which they're not wrong. They're allowed to be angry about, but you made your bed. They made their bed. So what's coming to balance is a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles with courage on the bottom. Here's the truth. Serving some truth, serving some seeds of truth, an opportunity to come clean. An opportunity to move into the next phase, whatever it looks like. All right, let's get some images. Three. Spiritual dark. I don't know if you've heard that. All right, Six of Wands on the bottom. In this card, or in this deck, engines are wands, but this is like a celebratory card. This is my rock star card. All right. Clarify what's powering the situation. I need a little more room here. Maybe you need some space. Is that better or worse? All right. I need some space. Give this man some space. All right. So tell me about this. What's powering this situation? Clarify community. Ooh. The Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. This is a ticking time bomb. You see that smoke coming out? And that is a whole boat full of community. And look at these people kind of being left on the island with their save me signal out. This is a ticking time bomb. You've probably had multiple opportunities to come clean and you didn't, but neither did anybody else, which is strange. That is no one wants to be the fool. It's like when someone is cheating on somebody and they're the last person to find out and all their friends know, even their parents know kind of thing, and they feel like a fool. No one wants to feel like that. Sirens going off, maybe that's the situation. We have the King of Pentacles and the Magician on the bottom, the Technomancer. And he's wearing a mask there. I don't know if you can see that. He has somebody else running the show for him. His monkeys. Yeah, I feel like what's changing is you standing in all of your glory, standing in all of your power proudly amongst all these people. And I love this card because stands out of his ship exactly as he is, regardless of the people he's in front of. You know, there's some fine dressed people here, there's some kind of like, hippie people there, but regardless, he's true to himself. His actions have become character, where before his actions were activities, facets. What's blocking the situation? Clarify reckless. What was reckless in this situation? Negligent. Allowed it to sink. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. So it's sinking, it's exploding. At some point, you knew something was tanking, and instead of speaking up then, you just kept going on with what was going on. I heard status quo. And now that it's exploding, you're like, oh, well, should probably do something about this. Because either the machine is sinking or it's literally exploding. And when it first started to sink, I mean, if you're on a boat, as soon as water starts to come in, that's the moment to fix it. You don't wait until it's, full of water to start bailing it out. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's coming to light. What's this person angry about? It's coming to light. Ooh, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups together. Oh, someone is buried in their emotions while another person is floating above them. He's popping out of his submarine and she is literally underneath it. Yeah, I'm getting this the last to know. Page of Swords. Maybe you weren't the one who told her. Maybe somebody else did. Swimming with the fishies. Yeah, something's been over. Now she's swimming with the fishes, but she has been in your heart for a while. That hurts. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak. The sooner, or the harder it is to say something, the sooner it needs to be said. It's one of my favorite lines my brother ever said. Harder it is to say something, the sooner it needs to be said. And I don't know if you can see the colors on these cards. I get, there's a dark blue, a pink, a teal, purples, another pink up here. This to me is like the bottom half of the wheel. Something's kind of, this isn't a new situation. It's progressed pretty far. If we start seeing, nines or eights and nines kind of coming around, I think that's a good signifier that this has run its course. This is complete. But let's get one more clarifier for opportunity. Oh, we get a couple. Oh, lovely. Empress, Judgment, Six of Wands, and oh wow, this is beautiful. With the Two of Cups on the bottom. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. So Two Cups again. Um, I think it's because your heart is somewhere else. There's another Empress that came out in Judgment with this masculine and feminine together. Here, the King and Queen coming out. I mean, this is a pair, but this is a pair that need to master their emotions still. They still need to figure out some emotional maturity things, not letting their emotions impact their mood and their decisions. And the king is someone who has mastered that. That's why he's finally come up for air, as opposed to the queen, who is finding all these reasons to stay underneath there. She has her own self contained system. She doesn't need to come up for air. So to me, this is still, immature and still some things need to be learned. But with this is, victory. This is public awareness, the Six of Wands. And the Four of Wands is and we have it twice. The foundation is knowing how you want to build a home, knowing that there's somebody good, peaceful, creative, fertile, um, balanced, waiting. And she already knew this person's late to the party. Maybe they still have to learn this lesson karmically. Maybe that's what it's about. But I think it's because you already know, and this person's standing alone on stage. It's like recognition of battle, but he's standing alone. I feel the need to get one more card, and I'm hearing my Sacred Rebel deck. I mean, the Villains deck is right next to it, but that's not where I want to go. I don't know why. This is not what I would normally use for this kind of reading, but there must be some reason. Hearing two. What is already with you on the bottom? Let it go. I hate to say it, but the Frozen song, let it go, let it go. I don't even know the actual song, I just know those words. But yeah, your heart's already somewhere else. You're sunk into something else. That's why you don't mind letting this one sink. You see, he's alone there. He's like, yeah, out the window. Out the window. He might be in that sinking sub just watching it go. He'd rather sink and leave her out there than get back on that ship. All right, why am I using this one? What's the final message? Wow. Big, bold vision and visions beyond, or visions of life beyond death. Wow, these are beautiful. Would you look at these? Would you just look at it? She feels, she knows. You can't hide anything from this person anymore. Something's over. Look, there's a peacock twice. Look up the symbolism of a peacock. And there's the beetle, Scarab Beetle, and beetle was the first card out for community. So look up the meaning of a scarab beetle as well. But yeah, I think that this is something that's run its course. You have a vision for what's supposed to be happening, and that's not how it went. There's the moon in her crown, so moons again, the Lenormand moon came out, might be important to you, but this person does not look happy. They already know. So even if the conversation hasn't happened yet, they're aware. They know what's up. Changes in the air. So Scorpio, I hope this finds you well. This is the death card. Yeah, I think this is the third reading I've heard the game over sound for. Scorpio, I hope this finds you well. I hope this brought you clarity. Somebody else already knows, so now it's time to pick up the pieces. And I don't think they can put them back together. You know, when once a vase is broken, it will never hold water the same again. All right, that's all I got for you. Until next time.